There's nothing straightforward about the Alfa-Romeo 4C. Some believe it's too small, too compromised and too expensive. Others point out that the combination of a genuine carbon fibre tub, crafted construction and drop-dead gorgeous looks are tantamount to a sports car bargain. This is the Alfa-Romeo 4C Spider, and it adds an extra touch of glamour to the equation. Not that the 4C really needed any extra glamour. The coupe is already an arrestic machine, looking every inch the exotic car part, albeit in scaled-down form, and except for the removable roof, the Spider is no different. Compared to a Porsche Boxster, it's tiny, more like a Lotus Elise, but with the emotive appeal so typical of Italian sports cars. I really like the 4C Coupe's combination of sleek lines and quirky details, including those multi-element LED headlights and the transparent engine cover. The 4C Spider, by comparison, is a bit more conventional, but it certainly still turns heads. The fabric roof rolls up in under 2 minutes, stows in the boot, and allows you to savour sports car motoring, wind in the hairstyle. In terms of sheer aesthetics, the 4C Spider is hugely appealing with bold style lines, deep scallops and tautly drawn contours. The result is a shape that's both appealing and purposeful, with an underlying aggression that suits its thoroughbred status. Stowing the rolled-up canvas hood almost fills the tiny boot to capacity, suggesting that you'll have to drive long distances with the roof in place or leave it at home if you're convinced that the rain will stay away. Either way, at just 110 litres, there's space for little more than 2 small, soft bags. Fortunately, the cockpit itself is not quite as cramped. The cabin of this 4C Spider is identical to that of the 4C Coupe. You get the same lightweight bucket seats, the same flat-bottom steering wheel, and also the virtual instruments. Of course, it is quite minimalist, but then this is a sports car through and through, and the interface between car and driver is perfect. There's ample room for 2 and no shortage of creature comforts, including the likes of aircon, electric windows, and a sound system with Bluetooth. The seats are surprisingly supportive, even over longer distances. But on the downside, storage is at a premium and noise levels are almost deafening by normal passenger car standards. Part of the reason is the engine, mounted amidships just behind the cabin. Like the 4C Coupe, the Spider is powered by a 1750cc 4-cylinder turbo engine delivering 177 kilowatt of maximum power and 350 Newton-meters of torque. Power is to the rear wheels via a 6-speed dual-clutch gearbox. But the real kicker here is the weight of the car. It only weighs 940 kilogram, which translates into a power-to-weight ratio of 188 kilowatt a tonne. That figure propels the 4C Spider into true sports car territory. By comparison, a Porsche 714 Boxster comes in at 165 kilowatt a tonne, while a Jaguar F-Type V6S makes do with 157 kilowatt per tonne. The performance data underscores the Italian Roadster's dynamic credentials. The 0 to 100 dash is dispatched in just 4.5 seconds, while top speed is 257 kilometers an hour. However, at anything above 200 kilometers an hour, noise levels in the cockpit become almost unbearable. The 4C is much more at home attacking mountain passes in short, sharp bursts, where the interface between car and driver can be fully explored. The 4C is all about the driving experience. It places man and machine in close communication and translates every inch of the road. The steering almost disconcertingly sharp, and the chassis tells you exactly what the car is doing, which means it's not exactly easy to drive, but then that's why it's so thrilling. The handling is so immediate, so visceral, that even the slightest steering input is instantly, unequivocally translated into movement. The result can be initially disconcerting, especially on compromised tar of country roads where the Alfa seems darty and unsettled. This is not a car for easy cruising, but it's thoroughly, utterly engaging. And when you do start carving your way through a series of curves and corners, it's as sharp and precise as a scalpel. Anybody worried that the 4C Spider was going to be a softer version of the coupe need not have worried. It's every bit as enthralling and as engaging as its hardtop sibling. In fact, it's even less practical and noisier too, but the magic remains the same. Add the craftsmanship to the equation, and this is a classic in the making. Low mass and ample power make for plenty of performance, while the strictly two-seater cockpit offers snug, if noisy, accommodation for two. But the 4C's real attraction is its combination of total driver engagement, head-turning style and exclusivity. Where else can you get a handcrafted high-tech sports car with a genuine carbon fibre tub and timeless aesthetics for 1.4 million rands?